Hello, everybody. Day 24. Feels like forever. It's Friday. Some really good updates. I got to talk with some of my cohort from VCFA today. It was glorious. It was so many people are reaching out and trying to connect with and keep in contact with everyone else, all of our friends, and so for us to have like a big group get together and just talk for a little bit, talk about what we were reading, talking about a whole bunch of us have relocated and are all cooped up with this coronavirus, so it was good to see everybody. And It was a very long work week, but I am mostly caught up. Have had all of my meetings with my students. Next week's looking up, which is good. Obviously, I'm not getting out of the house very often, but still to be able to, sort of get everybody into the end of the semester, that feels good. So, which I'm late. I gotta put my book order in. So tonight I wanted to read a poem that, it's odd. You wouldn't think. So I'm an atheist humanist. I don't believe in God. I don't disparage anyone that does. I think that's stupid to say, to tell that to people anyway. So, but religion's not typically my thing, but there is this poem from Denise Levertov that is just amazing, and it's in her last published book, This Great Unknowing, Last Poems. And so I figured I'd read that for you guys tonight because it talks about language and our limitations with language, but also how language can go beyond those limitations if we know how to do it. And great call to action for poets there. And she was one of the ones that sort of riled against that misinterpretation of no knowing but in things, right? They didn't mean you just have to write about things, but that you have to understand that we impart meaning, we embed meaning in objects, that the material nature of the world is laced with our interpretation of it. So I just find this one of the greatest poems that really strikes a chord about language, limitation, and overcoming limitation. So this poem is called Immersion, and it's, again, Denise Levertov's This Great Unknowing, Last Poems. Really a beautiful collection. Immersion. There is anger abroad in the world, a numb thunder because of God's silence. But how naive to keep wanting words we could speak ourselves. English, Urdu, Tagalog, the French of the Tours, the French of Haiti. Yes, that was one way omnipotence chose to address us. Hebrew, Aramaic, or whatever the patriarchs chose in their turn to call what they heard. Moses demanded the word, spoken and written. But perfect freedom assures other ways of speech. God is surely, patiently trying to immerse us in a different language. Events of grace, horrifying scrolls of history, and the unearned retrievals of blessings lost forever. The poor grass returning after drought, timid, persistent. God's abstention is only from human dialects. The holy voice utters its woe and glory in myriad musics, in signs and portents. Our own words are for us to speak, a way to ask and to answer. You know, and this is another thing, is that I just love poems that you know, as I said, humanist. So anything that's trying to spark human agency, right? That's my jam. I really, really want to empower other human beings to see the messages and to understand them and to control them. You know, obviously I want for the greater good, because there's quite a few out there that, you know, they want to control the narrative and thus the people of the narrative. But what if, you know, the narratives were in control? What if we put our stories out there, just flooded the world with our stories, and listened to them, listened to that language? I think we would all be all the better for it, you know. And it doesn't have to do with just speaking English, as some of my fellow Americans are demanding, which is stupid. Sorry, I'm a little bitter about that one. You know, I work with students all the time that they're treated like they're stupid because they speak more than one language. Like, the logic just does not work out there, guys. Good luck with that. So, anyhow, it's been a long week. It's been actually really nice to share a lot of my favorite poems. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and happy National Poetry Month. Good night.